Hi, Timothy Carlson here. Some of the greatest movies ever made are stranger than fiction true stories. And being a critic out here in Vegas, I get to go to a lot of screenings and see movies that I might normally not go to. One of the movies I went to earlier this year that I liked so well I had to pick up the home video release was Dumb Money. I'm going to unbox this release and share my opinions. This film was only released on Blu-ray. There is no 4K of this, unfortunately, but again, we'll get to that a little later. Nice close-up of the cover there. One thing I do want to clear up, it does say the GameStop story there. I want to clear up, this movie is not the story of GameStop. It is not a film on the history of GameStop or anything like that. It's a news story that involved GameStop, but to say that this is the story of that company is very misleading. So, just throwing that disclaimer out there. There's a close-up with many of our core members of the cast. Sides of the slipcover. Back cover. Underneath the slipcover, basically the same thing. Inside the package, digital code of the film. And here's our disc. Of course, it has an adorable cat on there, which you'll understand the reference there if you watch the film. I'll read the description of the movie as follows from the case. Dumb Money is the ultimate David versus Goliath tale based on the insane true story of everyday people who flipped the script on Wall Street and got rich by turning GameStop, yes, the mall video game store, into the world's hottest company. In the middle of everything is regular guy Keith Gill, who starts it all by sinking his life savings into the stock and posting about it. When his social posts start blowing up, so does his life, and the lives of everyone following him. As a stock tip becomes a movement, everyone gets rich until the billionaires fight back and both sides find their worlds flipped upside down. Dumb Money also stars Pete Davidson, Vincent D'Onofrio, America Ferrera, Nick Offerman, Anthony Ramos, Sebastian Stan, and Seth Rogen. Directed by Craig Gillespie, written by Lauren Schuker Bloom and Rebecca Angelo, and based on the book The Anti-Social Network by Ben Mesrich. I do a lot of shopping at GameStop. I do still do a fair amount of video game playing, and believe it or not, I actually was not aware of this news story, and that's why seeing this movie was certainly an eye-opener for me. I am not a stock trader, nor am I experienced in that field. But it sounded like a fascinating film, and after having watched it, I can certainly say that it was. The movie was directed by Craig Gillespie, who of course a few years back directed I, Tonya, the movie about Tonya Harding, which was certainly one of my favorites of that year. And he proves to be the perfect director for this stranger than fiction story. And as it unfolds, it really speaks for itself. The main character in the film, of course, is portrayed by Paul Dano. You might remember him having played the Riddler in The Batman last year. And here he plays definitely a little more of an everyman role, an everyday stockbroker who has a YouTube channel. And of course, it begins spiraling out of control, and many people from all walks of life, including a GameStop employee, a nurse, some college girls, a little bit of everybody starts investing in the company's stocks, and this becomes such a strange overturn that it greatly concerns a lot of the Wall Street fat cats who usually have the upper hand and benefit while the working class folks remain left behind. And some of those Wall Street people, of course, are played by the likes of Seth Rogen and Vincent D'Onofrio. We even get Sebastian Stan appearing as an entrepreneur who's trying to launch a free trading app of sorts, and just seeing how all of this unfolds, it really becomes very crazy very quickly. So much so to the point that this reaches the Congress of the United States. I mean, that's just how insane of a story this was. And of course, at the end of the movie, we do get some worded epilogues that really show off the aftermath of everything that happened here. It's, again, a crazy story, and you really should just watch the movie. It's quite entertaining. I mean, I would probably describe this best as a comedy drama. There are some very gripping, suspenseful moments and a few dramatic ones. I mean, the main character actually had a sister pass away. And while it's never a major plot point, you can certainly sort of see that pandemic era element there and how that affected people's lives. But again, I can very highly recommend this film just on the basis of the material. Probably my only real complaints are there's a few too many things going on, and people who are not stock traders might be a little confused by some of the terminology. You should be able to follow most of the movie okay, but don't be surprised if you are a little confused here and there by some of that terminology. I know I was. This Blu-ray disc from Sony Columbia looks absolutely gorgeous. Of course, shot on the best modern equipment possible. It looks absolutely beautiful. This is not like a big budget blockbuster, but it looks as good as it can. The only complaint I have is, again, that it's not a 4K disc, it's only a Blu-ray, but it is a very good looking Blu-ray, so if Sony eventually does decide to up this one to a native 4K presentation on a 4K disc, I know that will look even better. But in the meantime, this disc is certainly passable. We do get 2 brief featurettes as well as some deleted scenes, so nothing groundbreaking in the world of bonus features here, but I am glad they at least threw a few things on here. Again, I love Stranger Than Fiction stories, and Dumb Money was certainly one of the best I've seen in recent years. A very highly recommended film. Were you a fan of Dumb Money? Do you shop at GameStop, and were you surprised by the events depicted in this film? Comment down below and let me know what you think. Also, remember to subscribe to this channel for more content. I'm always posting new videos. And make sure you give this one a like if you found it helpful. I'm Taylor T. Carlson. I'll see you next time.